So there was a press conference. I just got done watching it. It was with Joshua. It was with Francis, and Eddie Hearn was kind of the ringleader of this circus. And it was very short. I want to tell you it was 15 minutes, but I won't do that because nothing is only 15 minutes. You know, it has to be closer to 30. It felt like 15. But the big hook for their match is that they are going to fight, and the winner is likely to fight for the undisputed title, which at that time will be held by the winner of Usyk and Fury. And you've got a number of problems, right? You got a number of problems right out of the gate. First off, that's not the world's worst hook, but it's not a very good one, right? Like to try to sell a championship is very, very different and much less historically successful than selling an opponent. Now, the fight between all of them that people would like to see, of course, is the Francis versus Fury rematch. But it doesn't really matter if Fury wins this next fight or if Francis wins or if one wins and what does it. That's the match people would like to see. Then Joshua has ducked Fury for I don't even know how many years. So there are people that would like to see him forced into that. Not from a competitive standpoint, do people want to see that fight? Just from a, we're tired of this guy being a prima donna, get him in their standpoint. And that's not bad. It's just not what you're promised. You're not promised a match that you want to see. You're promised a title. So whoever has the title is where you go. Oh, and on top of that, there was no promise made. Likely was the strongest word that was used. So now you don't have much. And why am I using this voice, by the way? I'm attempting to demonstrate the energy that was at the table of the press conference. Now, this is between Joshua, Francis, and Eddie Hearn himself. This was the highest tone anybody got to. And this was the highest energy. And it's why the press conference was so incredibly short. You got a director off screen giving Eddie the sign. Rap. Just rap. You've burned us, and each minute you're up there makes it worse. It gives people like Chael an opportunity to pan us. Get off the stage. Could you imagine? You saw the backdrop. You saw the step and repeat. Like the production company that they have hired to do these events is top notch. I mean, I cannot even tell you how impressed I have been with the production team that not only showed you this press conference, but that brought you, and I'll go back to the fight because I was one of the 20 people that ordered it, Francis Ngannou versus Fury. From a production standpoint of live sport, where there's no rehearsals and there's no redos, you got to get it right now. Those guys were awesome. They truly were. So you guys just got this beautiful production, is what I'm trying to tell you. Those things come with a very high paycheck. And to get 30 minutes or less of content because your principles are so dull, I would imagine is very frustrating. And the whole thing is set, which removed any responsibility or incentive from the three principals, Eddie, Joshua, Francis. It removed any incentive they may have to go out there and do a good job. When you just got this open checkbook. And Eddie knew that. Eddie's laughing. Eddie's behind closed doors laughing at the deal that he's got. In that 15 to 30 minute press conference, Eddie spent half of the time talking about other fights that he actually has a responsibility and an incentive to promote. He used somebody else's money, somebody else's cameras, somebody else writing the check for a press conference, and he promoted other fights that person has nothing to do with. I mean, I'm just sharing with you. It's laughable. And when these two go in box, and I haven't the foggiest idea when they're boxing, And like all of you, I don't have the foggiest idea how to watch it. I'll ask somebody the day of. I'll find out. I'll be there. I'm one of the ones that will be there if it's at 11 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever time this is. And wherever it is, I will be there. But I can't tell you. I can't tell you guys what date they're boxing. I can't tell you if that's a Saturday or a Sunday. I can't tell you how to find it because they didn't tell us. The live stream of this press conference is a fraction of what I'm doing right now. And in recapping that and attempting to hype and build something that likely draws you not into a match you want to see, but into a title that you don't care about. And I can't even guarantee you that, by the way, but it's likely. I don't know the date. I don't know the distribution partner. I don't know what time it comes on. And that's not my fault. I was there to learn those things. I was there to watch those things. I don't know. But I do know we had a press conference where 3 guys that are not incentivized, that have no motivation whatsoever. Anthony Joshua is so disrespectful to this event that he showed up in disguise. Anthony Joshua pulled a beanie, pulled a stocking hat over his face. Like in the movies when guys get ready to go rob something, they have one of these hats so they can't be recognized. He showed up in disguise. And if I'm to be real fair with you, it did not look like him. I'm not one of these conspiracy theorists. I'm just sharing with you that did not look like him and it didn't sound like him. I'm very confident it was him, but I can't guarantee you. It was that weird. And he didn't want to hear it either. He was so bored at what he was hearing and so bored at what he was saying, he had the headphones in. Did you guys notice that? Now, I assume I'm helping him right now because I do assume that he has some level of sponsorship and he was just showing the headphone. I truly do assume that. But it was the most disrespectful thing I have ever seen at a press conference that he didn't pay for and that his promoter, Eddie Hearn, didn't pay for. They got somebody else to write the check. Joshua shows up in disguise with an earpiece. He didn't want you to see anything and he didn't want to hear anything. And frankly, he won because there was nothing to see and I have no idea what they discussed.